Good afternoon, this is Sean Golding with Golding & Golding, here to discuss the basics of the Streamlined Filing Compliance Procedures updated for 2021. We have lots of videos available on our website. We have lots of resources available on our website. The main purpose of this presentation is to just explain why you may want to consider the Streamlined Filing Compliance Procedures in 2021, whether you're doing it yourself or whether you're hiring a firm to do it. To give a little history, for many years there's been something called Traditional Voluntary Disclosure Program. It's been on the books forever. It's basically used in situations in which a person was willful and wanted to get into compliance. In 2008, give or take around that time, there were a lot of deferred prosecution agreements with Switzerland, okay? And so at that point, OVDI, which is the precursor to OVDP, Offshore Voluntary Disclosure Programs, these programs, they didn't have a non-willful aspect to it. So you had to do 8 years of tax returns and 8 years of FBARs. And then if you were non-willful, right, your grandma left you a bank account because she passed away and no one told you anything, you'd still have to do this program, which is absurd. And so in 2014, let me take a step back. You could still opt out of OVDP, but opting out is a process. You've got to convince someone that your sweet grandma that left you this bank account wasn't trying to, launder you money in the U.S. while you finished graduate school, so now you could buy a house in the U.S. and trick the IRS. So they came out with the standalone Streamline program in 2014. There are two types of programs, Streamlined Domestic and Streamlined Foreign. They both are for foreign assets, accounts, investments, and income. You can also do domestic in there, but you need the foreign component to it. And so what's nice is under the Streamlined programs, it's only 3 years of tax returns and 6 years of FBARs. If you're doing the Streamlined Foreign, there is no penalty. So, you got your penalty waived. Even depending whether if you're making good money, not making good money, you've got the foreign earned income exclusion, you've got the foreign tax credits to apply, you may walk away unscathed. Its counterpart, the Streamlined Domestic, it's a 5% penalty, which could be dramatic, but compared to what you could get hit with, it's not anywhere near as bad. So why the importance of the 2021 update? Well, in 2018, the IRS terminated the Offshore Voluntary Disclosure Program. In 2020, the IRS discontinued the Delinquent International Information Return Submission Procedures the way it was known. If you look it up, you'll still find it online, but it's pretty much just a reasonable cause submission. Our firm has done several hundred of those. It's another good way to do it. It's an alternative to Streamline, but it's not as surefire necessarily as the delinquency procedures were, at least the DIIRSP. So since the Streamlined is a Band-Aid, and the IRS said it's a temporary program that they would be getting rid of it at some point, if you're considering doing the program, you may want to do it. If you're going to do it yourself, you should do it yourself. Plenty of do-it-yourself type of people, we totally get it. If you're going to hire counsel, you should at least hire someone experienced in this area of tax in order to avoid the fraudsters and the shysters. They should be a board-certified tax law specialist. The tax and the legal components of the submission should all be handled in-house. No referring it out to CPAs and Covell letters. They give you this ridiculously absurd, artificially low upfront retainer, and then they run through that, right? They want you to replenish it. The attorney's charging you $500 an hour. The CPA is charging you $300 an hour. And this $2,500 Streamlined disclosure turns into $100,000, right? It's not worth it. Everything should be handled in-house, and it should always, always, always be flat fee, full service that will protect you. Most attorneys can provide you, in fact, all experienced counsel can provide you a quote based on what you tell them you have. So the quote would be relevant to the facts of what you tell them, right? At the end of the day, I've never had a client come through and say, hey, they wish they were charged hourly by 7 different people at the same time, right? Again, my name is Sean Golding with Golding & Golding. We have lots of free resources available on our main website, goldinglawyers.com. You can always reach out and schedule a reduced fee initial consultation if you think it's appropriate. Have a happy new year.